Okay. Alright, I got an interview and it's going to be running at 10:30, now 10:23. We got 2 more minutes to check my hair. Okay. Okay, the mic right up my mouth. And let's just move everything here. Okay. I think we are a go. Yes. As a matter of fact, yeah, I am. Okay, check my microphone, H6, okay, and the speakers are the JBL Flip 5s. Okay, make a test call first. Always make a test call.
To test your call quality, record
Okay.
a short message after the beep. Then your message will be played back to you.
Yes. Play back the message. Hello. Well, are you playing back?
Yes. Play back the message.
Ooh. That's sexy. Yes.
If you're happy with the quality of your message, then you've configured Teams correctly. If
Okay.
not, check your device settings and try again.
Okay, now Teams is stupid and go bug. So I need to go back to the email just to make sure it's back again. Okay. Deep breath. Out. 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 And okay. So I got nothing. I need to try to negotiate for 5,000, including the benefits. This one's Aventra in PJ. Well, I don't really feel like it's that great, but I'll take whatever I can. Right now, I just got a hold on my previous job application. They say they're going to give an offer, but it's gonna take another month because they're like restructuring whatever. But to me, that's still a no. So let's get into this one. Ooh, ah. Okay, I'm going to be seeing Mr. Kumar Raja Indiran and Tirani Vignes. There's a lot of Indians in this type of job. Guess they're just good. 10:30, second interview as an AI engineer at Aventra. We got 3 minutes, and I guess I think I can join them by now. Okay. Wish me luck. Okay, okay. When the meeting starts. Okay. 20 April. Today is 20 April. 20 of April. Yep. Today is 20th April and it's 10:30 a.m. No, it's 10:28. Okay. That's reasonable. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. I can call you Amiru, right?
Yeah.
Is that how you prefer people to call you?
Yes.
Okay. So I wait for Vincent to come in. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
I like your chair, by the way, Amiru. I hope I have one at home.
Oh, yeah, I would say it's very nice to have it. Good
Definitely
investment.
good investment. But now, just wait for Vincent to join, then we can start.
Okay, no problem.
Morning, Vincent.
Hi, good morning.
Hello.
Okay, we shall start. Let me just adjust my screen. You can start, right, Amiru?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so good morning to you. Thanks for your time today for the for this interview. I believe it's a second interview, right? You had an
Yes,
interview
that's it.
with Mohan, Mr. Mohan already.
Yes, correct.
How was the interview with Mr. Mohan?
It was fine. Very technical, but it's still okay.
When was the interview? Last week or somewhere this week?
I think it's just a couple of days ago. No, it's last week. Last week.
Last week,
Mm-mm.
okay. So then Mr. Mohan is the chairman of the company, right?
Mm.
So let me introduce myself. I'm Jason. Then I'm the head of product management and development in Aventra Group. So Vincent over here, he's the senior full stack developer in the company. So I'm asking him to join in for this interview, right? So that I can also get some feedback from him. The reason is because if, for example, if you join us in the team, right, basically you will be working with uh, closely with Vincent definitely in the development team. Okay, that's why I asked him to come in to give me some feedback after the interview. So we do have a look on your CV already. So we discussed about it, of course, especially on the timing. So the timing means I think we have some question there. So before we go into our question, why not you can introduce a little bit about yourself? And is that okay for you? You can
Yes, that's
introduce
okay.
then you can ask any question to us also. Then I will ask the question from my side. Yeah.
Okay. So once again, thank you for considering to even interview me. So okay, let me begin. So my name is Amirul Sadikin. You can call me Amirul. I'm 27 years old. I'm not married. I live in Shah Alam. So maybe there was a bit of a misunderstanding with Mr. Mohan about that. Maybe he thought that I'm like more of a fresh graduate, but it's more of like you can say I'm doing a job and also part-time studying, not actually doing a part-time job and doing studying and part-time jobs. So it's like that. It's because I've been doing a lot of full stack development work, like 5 years already, and 3 years with machine learning jobs. So so because I recently just graduated, I completed my studies at UiTM Shah Alam for like that's
For
only
your
22nd.
master, right?
Yeah, my master 22nd of March actually.
Mm.
But yeah, because I would like to not be considered as like a true fresh graduate because no, it's not really that's not really
So
the case.
it's not part-time working. It's not full-time study and part-time working. It's
Uh,
full-time working and part-time study.
More probably like that. It's
So
because
you prefer people to consider you as a full-time employees, right? So
yes.
has with 5 years working experience.
Yes, that's
Understood.
right.
Understood.
Mm. Okay, now that's off the table. I would like to say so. I've been working as a graduate research assistant. So my job as that in UITM is I will be designing the whole system from scratch for an end-to-end solution for AI products. So there are two products that I mainly work for the 3 years. First is I developed like audio detection, audio event detection. It's like a security microphone, you know. So that was a proof of concept. So I produced that using like the real prototype that is Raspberry Pi there, included embedded with all the AI functions inside and also the routines, also the electrical components to make sure it's a whole product. So, but that is like more of an IoT project and just embedded with AI. So then my next project was with Fomemas Snamber Hat. That one is I've been producing an end-to-end solution, actually more of like an API, an AI API that will detect diseases within the chest area. So they will provide me the idea is they will provide me a file that is a DICOM file that has information about the patient and also the image of the chest X-ray and also the color grading, the bit depths, dynamic range, all the information is in there too. So we need to like process the image until and then do a prediction on the chest area so that if this is a disease or what type of disease is it. So that was the proof of concept that I need to start with because the company didn't have anyone with the expertise. They have no team, so they assume that we have to like be the pioneer for it. So I am also in my team. I am the part. It's a two-man team actually. So my lecturer, also the supervisor for the project, she is more of the if you know lectures, they are more to theories. I'm more to changing it to actual practical solutions. So they will tell me that we're going to use this technique and we're going to produce these results. But I will have to find out what technologies that I need to use. So how to deploy it, how to train it effectively, how to scale all the images. So they have so I designed the entire pipeline. So the end product is a Docker image that has the whole software inside that will take API calls and then will return a response. So I chose in the pipelines that first we used a lot of we used PyTorch to cut out the sections of the chest area because sometimes it's not really well centered. It's not even. Sometimes you have the neck part. Sometimes you have more of the limbs, more down the waist. So we don't want to like misinterpret the diseases because we were looking at only the chest area. So we used PyTorch that is using YOLO v5 to cut out that part as a preprocessor only to cut out the chest area, and then once we have the chest area cropped out nicely, we normalize it and applied the CLAHE, the contrast limiting AHE. AHE is the adaptive histogram equalization. It's like to increase the like sharpness and also at a balance in a balanced way. And then I applied the transfer learning model that is using the VGG 16 and 19 convolutional neural network for the normalized image to be trained and used for predictions for the diseases. And then so that is like the AI part. Now how do I package everything in is I use the Flask app. Flask app is like a Python microservice framework. So it's like Django but a very lighter ones. So it's using Green Unicorn as like as the server, and then it's using like using, so it's like the system is waiting on a REST API type of situation. So it will wait using the, so it will wait for a reply for an input using the post method, and then reply using the typical JSON. So all that is packaged inside a container, because you see, machine learning having a lot of, they have a lot of what do you call it, dependencies, which are very tough to maintain if you, unless you put it in like a container. So in that Docker container, it has everything. It's all well packaged. So in the end, now we have the end product like one container. I mean, like and Docker image that can be deployed and be scalable. So that was the end product.
Mm.
So
I
that's
have a few questions, maybe if
okay.
you allow me to ask before you
Yes.
continue. So the first thing is, I saw the timeline, right? Just try to clarify, because you start full stack developer back in October 2016, right?
Yes.
Until now. So
Mhm.
you're still working for them.
Yeah. So full stack development is, because that one is more of a project base, so it's not really a daily thing. So
It's a contract or it's a freelance?
it's a freelance type thing. Yes.
So that means if they come to you, then you will work based on the
If-
project.
Yes, it's like that. So my latest project as a full stack developer with High Tech Padu Berhad. So that is like already completed by the like last month already. So it's already delivered. So that one, if you are interested in that project, I've been doing with High Tech Padu for a year. This is alongside doing the X-ray thing. So doing that one, I am providing like a dashboard for the CEOs or the higher managements, especially the COO, the operations, because they want to observe all the current moving projects in High Tech Padu. They have like 300 plus projects, and they want to see financially and also progressions, the issues, the risks. So they want like a reporting system, so that people can just report to the system, and then they can overview the whole all the
Dashboard,
projects.
okay.
Yeah, it's a dashboard. Yeah, but
So,
if you
so what kind of tools are you are using to generate the
so
dashboard?
for that, I'm using Laravel 8 specifically, and I'm using PHP spreadsheet readers actually, because you see what they want to do is they want to read a lot of reports, so they have like a fixed reporting Excel format, so they have like 7 of them for each project. So we have like we have to go to, once they upload, it goes through that, and we'll read by coordinates, and also find by brute forcing to search for that certain term inside it, and then take it and insert right directly into the system using 2 system files, that is JSON files, and also the RDS, the typical database. So that for typical database, we put in the safe data for like the crucial points, like how much is it using, how much is the budget, how much is it, how much is the value of the project, all the imperative ones. So JSON files I use to store the, like sometimes they will have a lot of charts inside there. So all charts are saved inside a form of JSON. So we save that JSON file inside the file system, so we can load up the whole. I mean, like we can redraw the whatever they have the charts inside, because they have like what do you call it, the compliance, because you need to comply with the projects or all that.
Okay.
Uh,
So when you say you're working freelance for them, right? Is it because internally they do not have resources to do this?
No, I believe it's because they don't want, because they have a lot of confidential information in there, and they don't want, especially salaries of all levels. So it's like if you have someone internally probably working for this, they might like
You
get
can
the
get the
upper
data
hand.
from the database,
Yeah, because
basically.
because it's very confidential.
So who do you work with normally? I mean, on the projects?
Oh, on these projects, I will work first solo, and then sometimes I will have like another team for the front end, that will I will like communicate with them to like merge with my system, the front ends. That is the because I would use typically just Bootstrap or admin LTEs like typical CSS interface. So I have like two more persons that I usually work with if I require them. So first they will do the Flutter interface, Flutter using Dart if it's like mobile apps. So I can like prepare the authentication using Laravel Sanctum, and then provide all the API routes for them to like display all whatever they need. So they're more to the front end because I'm more of a design and the back end part. So I'd only do the front end because before is there was no one else. So my front end was actually so far now only using the CSS, the typical JavaScripts. So if you need to plot, I'll use libraries, JavaScript libraries, and just plot.
So I understand you mentioned about the confidential. Maybe they do not want to hire someone internal, right, to handle that. But how do you find this way of how to say the internal process for a company to get the freelance or even outsource resources, right, to work on this? Do you think it's efficient?
I think it's if it's required, it should be because if you might have some leaks. Data leaks are quite troubling because they're a big company and they have like I think the one I'm reviewing maybe only on the system is about 300 people. So if the data leaks out and people are going to like know that they're being underpaid, especially high tech Padu Bahai is like they are quite paying low. I mean, I found out that, and now like other projects not making money, not paying for them. It's like these projects are losing money, and yet they are being funded well. People are going to protest for that. So it's like
I think there are two ways to look at this. First way is if they have their internal resource, definitely they still can make sure they do not like disclose the all this confidential information, right? But another way to look at it is maybe they do not want to have a commitment to have a permanent employees on this area. That is something else lah, normally for a company when they get someone from our source.
yeah,
Okay, understood. So if I say let's take 1 year, like last year, 1 year, right? Example, how much time you actually spend with them on the project? Like maybe 6 months or 9 months, or how much time you spend with them?
actually that project is very slow moving because it's like I think it's because first they start out having like the you say the it's like a manager actually contact me first, and they first I think it's like a proof of concept. It starts like a proof of concept first, so they are like trying to provide what they usually provide to the CEO, the design whatever the reports, but they want to automate it. So they get some funding, so they start out very small, give me 10,000 first, and then they will review it and then show it to their COOs, and then once they're done, and then by actually just after like 3 months first, yeah, so it's a very long process actually, very slow, but I already completed it like it took only 1 month actually. So it's like it's more of a waiting for them than actually having me to work. So I would say within the 3 months of waiting is just 1 month of working actually.
Mm. Yeah, so let's say it's 3 months that they have not confirmed all the requirement to you, right? Then you spend 1 month actually to just complete it, right? So let's say
Yes.
3 months.
Mm.
So my question just now is like back in 2021,
Mm-hmm.
the whole year, right? So
Yes.
how much time you have spent on working on the project for them in total, let's say, roughly,
Just for the high tech Padu one, is it?
correct?
In total, I would say for the whole year, maybe just 4 months.
Okay, okay, understood.
Mm.
So that's the reason why we look at like you have this role with them since October 2016, right? Then
Yes.
how you manage to study at the same time and how you manage to work on research assistant at the same time.
Yes.
That is the question that we we are thinking, I mean, before the interview, yeah? So I think we have some answer on that. So my next question, I saw you work on you mentioned two different kind of projects, right? Related to AI as a research
Yes.
assistant in your university. The first one is related to the sound event detection, right? Back
Yes.
in May 2019 to October 2020. Then another one is the one that you explained very clear just
Yes.
now on the automated chest X-ray abnormality detection. So no, November 2020 until December 2021.
Yes.
So my question is, when you have the end date of October 2020, right, for the first one, December 2021 for the second one, means this project are completed,
Yes, it's completed.
correct? That means you do not need to do anything else after that.
No, it's already delivered and it's closed.
So can I consider that, like you say, is a proof of concept or is actually something that I can already use?
It's not just a proof of concept. It's like I would say it's ready for production, but it
I
needs
see.
more like optimization because it's I'm more doing to the what do you call it? It's, as a whole product, it's ready for production, but for a high scalable thing, it needs more optimization because it's probably not using the most efficient processing techniques or containers because it's heavy. It's 4 GB. Usually Docker containers are supposed to be about like around 500 megabytes only.
Okay.
So it should use.
So yeah, so about the X-ray one, right? You mentioned you have the lecturer with you, so two-man team, and he will work on the logic or concept, right? Then you are the hands-on guy. Can I say that?
Yes,
So how about the one before that, the sound event detection? Is it the same?
that one is the same thing because
Okay.
you see lecturers are not really hands-on type of person. They are more theory.
Yeah. So when you work on all this type of project, right? That means the full stack developer and these two research assistant, right? There are plenty of skills or knowledge inside there.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you do not know about that before you work on it, right? You
Yes,
need
I
to
have.
research.
Yes,
Go
it's
ahead, go ahead.
yes, it's research on demand. It's like when you need it, so you have to like find ways on the spot to meet the deadline. So it's like I've been working like that ever since actually. Since you can't really be a master in one, because to me, being only good at one programming language and only that framework, it will die out in 5 years because that is a problem with all coding. It's
Yeah,
only
that's the IT cycle. We understand that. That's the IT cycle. So I've been working for 20 years. So Vincent have been working for quite many years also.
wow.
So we understand the IT cycle. I mean, you know something now. I mean, in 3 years, 5 years time, you need to learn something new. So if you are in IT, right, that's it. I mean, you have no way to escape. So then, but I mean, if I look at your profile, it's not something I would say like it's very hard for you to learn something new, right?
Yes, it's not hard.
Okay, but you mentioned one word that I'm really interested just now, but you still need to have a main strength that you have. So what do you think is your strength, or put it another way, what is the main thing that you would like to do going forward?
So, what would like to main strength would be right now I'm focusing because I finished my masters already, and I would like to apply. Like actually put into production an AI system like the X-ray ones. That one is like almost. Like I could say that's almost a good example for it, but that's not really in production. That's like a
You
very
feel like this is your baby, right? And you hope to see it actually like being used by people, right? In real
yes.
life. I
Ah,
think that's what you're
yes.
talking about, right?
Yes,
Okay,
that's correct.
understand. So I can say that you have your master or you have your degree. So you want to do something definitely related to what you study, right? You do not want to study this and you go and do something else.
Yeah,
Correct?
but
So
yeah, actually, okay.
so about this position, I'm not sure what Mohan has explained to you, but how much do you understand about the position that we are offering and when it relates to what you study also?
So far, what Mr. Mohan told me that he says that he more telling me he's creating solutions for this big business, the maritime business, like shipping business, right? So I assume it's like if it's in AI terms, because he didn't say specifically which. Like an example job. So I assume it's like probably optimizing routes or some maybe how to like predict weights or something more to like automation, improving efficiency of the shipping, something like that. If you have anything like maybe you can explain more, could be good.
Because of course, I want to know how much you understand first. There
Mm.
are okay. So, both Vincent and myself, we are from a maritime software vendor. Before we work in another software vendor. Okay,
Okay.
so we understand about shipping. It's a very niche industry. Not many people understand one unless you work in some shipping companies, like MISC, all those. So there are some shipping companies, a big one in Malaysia. So we are in that industry. But when we come into AI, right, or even come into machine learning, right? So what we actually think of is we can give you a few ideas on which area of product, because I'm from the product development and management team, right? So on the product side, what we can think of is like first thing, I think if you go to a lot of website, they already have conversation AI on their website.
Mm-hmm.
So how much do you have any experience on that, or how much do you know about it?
No, I wouldn't say much. Just
Then what do you think about that? I mean, if you go to a website, there's a maybe a robot there, people call it.
mm-hmm.
So or they call it conversation AI. So
A
what do you
chat.
think about that? Yeah. What do you think about that?
So a chatbot is like you see AI is it's a big field actually. It's like a doctor is like you can like an eye doctor, a knee doctor, a back, a backbone doctor is like all different. So if it's like conversation would be sentiment analysis and response. So I would say in my experience I have done some sentiment analysis work and it's actually it's all the same. In the end it's just we need to translate any type of data we feed in it, and then we need to like train the model using numbers. In the end it's just numbers. So usually if it's sentiment analysis they have like a way to change it into vectors, and then we learn on the vectors. We train any model actually. So it's like it's
Mm.
compatible with any model. So it's very versatile actually.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to explain here, Amiru, is when we study in university, I think we all study that. So what we study and what we actually do, sometimes you have I would not say a big gap, but it's a little bit different. I think you
Yeah,
understand that.
I understand that.
So it depends on the business needs, right? So it
Correct.
depends whether you have the knowledge or experience to do that. So conversation AI is one of it only, not the only thing you need to do here. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
this is the smallest part actually I want to explain to you. Then another one is when we have products, right? Of course we have data. Then of course we also want to train up our data to, like you have done some dashboard, right? So we also want to build some dashboard to tell people something that they have never thought of. I think that's the key thing, right, of AI.
Yes.
So I mean, you can also go into something like a prediction, right, or
Yes.
predictive analysis.
Predictive analysis usually is time series. So I've done that before. So usually they will provide that. That's called time. That's called machine learning. So what they do is like we collect all the time series data, and then we do a prediction using typically using the one I've been using is called the Sarima. It's called seasonal arithmetic something. So it will take it's like stock market prediction, but you can also apply it for trends, for sales, for trends of loaded. I mean like things that weights or something, anything time series related.
Okay.
So it's probably the same thing.
Yeah. So we are also doing that on the dashboard for different customer. I mean, based on their data, right? Then, I mean, the dashboard is the outcome, but before that, we are also doing data orchestration. Means, for example, in shipping business, sometimes a shipping company they can use up to 10 different software. So one of a key service that we do is we combine the data from a different software into one. And then from that, of course, we need to do a lot of data matching or data
Right.
cleaning, standardization into one, and then probably we can load it into a data warehouse in order to generate the dashboard and analytics, right? I think you understand all this.
Yes.
So one of your key part is at the middle, right? When doing the data after it's migrated into our site, and then we need to do all the matching, okay? By using AI or machine learning. We do not want to do it by human being.
Yes, of course.
So
It's millions of data. We don't want to see.
exactly. So and different projects, different customer, different data, right? Different requirement. So that is one of the key part for this role. And the dashboard is another part. And the conversation AI is also one of it. Okay, so I already mentioned three things, right? And I want to explain you one more thing is we are also trying, I mean, if you look at our website, right? I'm not sure you have done that or not.
Okay.
So it's very basic for now, but we are
Mm-hmm.
actually going to build a website
Oh, okay.
to have a we call it a user journey. Means if you go to some website, right, they actually already want you to click on this and then go to another page, and then they will actually pop up some screen to ask what's your name. I mean, for example, you are interested in something, then it will come up with a pop-up screen that asks you what's your name, what's your position, and then after you answer your position, then it will come to ask you what is your company size. Then it will come and ask you how many vessels you have on your company that you are managing. So
Oh,
those are, yeah, those are basically something that we already prepared before, right? It's like workflow. If you answer this, then it will route you
yeah.
to this.
That's usually called the expert systems, like knowledge based, so rule based systems.
Mm. So once you answer, I mean, you go through the whole journey to answer all the questions, right? Maybe 5 to 10 questions. Then we will actually tell you, okay, this is what you need on the solution. Like for example, you need our cloud service and you need 10 terabyte because the size of your database that you mentioned just now is I mean you have 10 databases, and you already mentioned to us like each database is more than 1 tera or maybe 500 GB. So end of the day, we want to provide a solution that we already pick what he needs. So this is another thing that we are working on. Okay, so there are many areas that is actually required for your roles. So I just trying to give you a few, but it doesn't limit to this. I think you understand that
Yeah,
because
I
when
understand
people
that.
come in, when we start working in a company, the job scope it looks like this, but doesn't mean that you are only limited to that. Okay, if you ask me what is it related for this job to your experience, right, or even to what you study, so can you relate that now?
Yeah, I can relate. Since you see, I've been working at like, as you say, a freelance, so it's technically tied up to the client what they want. So it doesn't matter what you want, how you want to make it, but in the end, it's what happens if as long as is delivered. So it's all fine.
You know, when we have people in, no matter they are fresh, I'm not saying you are fresh, I'm saying if some people they are graduate without any working experience, right? So doesn't mean that they cannot come in and within 3 months they can give a very good suggestion or ideas. So you can come in, then you can voice out, then at least you can discuss lah, not like what you mean just now that the customer tell you to do this, then you do this, and you have no way to like raise your concern or suggestion or anything. So that is not an issue. But my question to you now is, this is about the position that we have. Okay. Then in the product development team, of course, we have a full stack developer here. Vincent is here. Then we will have, I mean, for your one is the AI engineer role, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Then, we also have UI UX designer. We also have a database engineer. So different kind of roles here. So I will have a different kind of roles here, basically to build our team in order to, uh, I mean, work on few things. We need to build some product. We also trying to build some a new website. Okay, and also other products that I cannot share with you.
It's
So we are
alright.
working on a few things at the same time.
I understand.
Okay, but for your role, I think that is clear, right?
Yeah, very good.
So yeah, there are a few areas that you can work on. Will this be something that you are looking for?
I would say it's quite aligned, but may I ask, like, is there are there any other AI engineers involved, or any seniors?
Okay, so you see our office in KL, right? We have few of us here. So we also have an office in India. So in India, we do have people with related experience. I mean, a senior figure, lah. So he is someone who, if somebody join here, right? Then if you need anything, you can also refer them.
Because
But
yeah.
if
Mm.
but if you ask me, right, based on my working experience, we always hope we can get someone to refer to, or asking things, right, if we do not know the answer. But does it really work that way?
Yeah.
If you ask me, right, I mean, let's say if you join, of course you will be reporting to me, right? So for me, in order to make it work, I need to find the answer. The answer doesn't mean like I get someone experienced to teach you. Doesn't work that
Yes.
way sometimes.
Uh,
I will say,
that's
do
true.
you need to go for a training? Or do you need to like discuss with the team together to do some research to see how it works? I
Because
think
it's like.
Winston, I think Winston, this is how it works, right? When you do not know how to do the things.
Yes.
Yeah, Winston.
Yes. Technically, it's
Yes.
like I never had any teacher before. It's just that, I mean, like, it would be nice to have one.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. But I'm just sharing with you in reality that even someone with experience, I'm not saying in Aventra, I'm saying in my working experience, even you know someone who has experience has done this 100 times, but doesn't mean he will teach you.
Yeah, I understand that.
So, but in Aventra, as I say, we do have someone with the experience. If you really need something, there are someone who can help you. But that is only one of the option. The second option, of course, we can do some research and we can have some training to see how it works. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Then any question you want to ask? I think about the company, about anything else?
So I would say, like, you've been there working here like a very long time, I would say. So.
To be honest, I joined
Mhm.
1st of March last month,
Last month. Oh, you're new too.
and Vincent joined us 1st of April, right?
Wow.
1st of
First of
April.
April.
Yeah.
So it's
And
quite a new team.
okay, so it's not a new company. Okay, first thing,
Ah,
so I
yeah, of course.
actually want to explain to you. So the company is more than 2 years old.
Okay.
Okay, the company itself is more than 2 years old, but Mr. Mohan has a few companies. So
Oh.
he purposely set up this company for a certain uh, area of business, especially in maritime. He has a few companies that is very successful. So that's why when he first contacted me last year, right? I'm like, is it a startup? Is it like stable? So anything I need to concern about? I also think about the same thing. I'm not sure whether you're thinking about that now. So, but after I join, I think it's a very good experience because if you join a big company, right, or a company with 50 or 100 people inside, right, I can tell you basically you join in and you just follow their way of working and you
Yeah.
just do a part of it.
That's correct.
But coming here, I'm not so old, I'm not so young also, Miru. So but coming here, I can start something from scratch, which is a very good experience. But I do not want to join a startup company without any product or business or project or customer. I also do not want to do that.
Yes,
So
I wouldn't either.
Aventra, we already have a customer and we already have a project going on with a revenue. So this is a good thing.
That sounds promising.
Okay, so it's not like I want to like tipu you and ask you to come. So I just want to share with you. This is what I saw after I joined for more than a month, almost 2 months actually. So I also like, I'm not very sure. People ask Vincent to come and join me, right? I know Vincent before Aventra, so he also asked me like, hey, is it okay to join this company? But I see the opportunity like if we spend 1 year or 2 years in this kind of company, right? It's better than we spend 1 or 2 years in a company that we just go in and join and just do a part of the job.
Yeah, I understand
Uh,
that. It's
okay.
startup companies. And like,
So yeah, they already have experienced people in India. So Mr. Mohan is a Malaysian, so he thought of building a team in KL. Okay, so that's the reason why he approached people, and then he looked for me, and then I look for a few people to start the team over here. Okay, there are also some reasons because of the labor's problems back in India, because the turnover rate is very high, and people come and learn for 3 months, then they leave.
oh,
So Malaysia, we also have some problem, but not as serious as that. People will come maybe for 3 years, then only they will think about, yeah, should I go out or should I do what?
mm,
So I think that is part of the reason. Okay, so it's a new team here, yes, but it's also a very new opportunity. That if you come here, you can start out everything from scratch, right? But you will have somebody you can refer to. Compare to I believe you can join some big company if you want. Then, but you know lah, if you go in, maybe you just need to follow them.
yeah, I understand. Bigger companies will have like a very specialized task, not like a whole full stack thing.
Yeah. Another thing is you need to follow their way.
Mm.
Like maybe they already have some way. Maybe you think it's not the right one. Even you go in, you need to follow. That is my experience.
Yeah, just like Hyderabad Dubai actually, because that's why I'm not in there. I'm just
I see.
so
That's why
I
you're
have a
not
friend
turning
working
full
in
time
there.
there. I mean,
Sorry.
that's why you're not turning full time there, is it?
Oh no, I'm not going to go in full time there unless they offer me something extravagant. But no.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
For
Yeah,
any other, I mean, we are still working from home as of now because the office is almost ready. Not ready yet, almost ready in
where
Damansaraha.
exactly is the office? I mean, like,
Damansaraha.
Damansara High. So
There's
just
a building called Wisma UOA2.
so it's like I'm
It's
from Shah
near
Alam actually.
it's near the MRT station.
Okay.
They're called Samantan. You are from Shah Alam, is it?
Ah yes, Shah Alam.
Mm, yeah. I used to stay in Bandar Seri Putra.
That's far from here. Sir.
I mean, if I go to the highway, I just need to turn left and then I reach the Satya Alam.
Yeah, just the highway,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So not too far from your place actually.
Yeah. From I'm closer actually from divine. I mean, like instead of Sarjana.
Of course, if you go to Damansaraha, you are closer, definitely.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, I give you some time if you have any further questions.
Mm. So you're quite new. So I mean, like, I was hoping to say like, so you know Mr. Mohan for how long actually?
Since end of last year when he approached me,
Oh.
but I have been working in the maritime business for about 9 years.
Mm.
So I mean the knowledge we have to bring it over here, right, is something that is needed over here. Because if you're never in the maritime industry, you have no idea what we're talking about.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, but for your role, you do not need to do that because we are going to feed you all the information. Okay, but what you are doing, we do not know how to do that.
Mm.
Okay, you need to tell us what do you need, and then we can provide that to you.
Yes. So I understand that.
But if you ask me, the few things I explained to you is what we need. How to do that, we need to discuss.
Mm.
So usually the flow is like I will conduct the first interview. I have conduct many interviews and I hire many people before. So usually I do the first one and then probably the CEO or what doing the second interview. So this time it's opposite.
Yeah,
Mr.
he
Mohan
was.
do.
He asked me first. Why is this the second or the first?
So, but I asked for his feedback after his first interview lah, so I understand about what he discussed or what his comment about you. Okay, then I think we have another candidate also on this Friday. I have another interview for a similar role, so I will also have a look on that. But doesn't mean that we are only hire one of you. Okay,
Oh, okay, understood.
so I think we need more than one if you ask me.
Yeah,
But we have some plan on the people that we need to hire. So we definitely need an AI engineer.
yeah, you probably need like two at least, probably one more senior. So I would say um, I would say I'm just like a mid senior, not really a senior. But I know how to do things. It's just not like a proven thing, you know.
Mm. One last question, it's just out of curiosity.
Okay.
You study your primary school in UK.
Yeah,
That
my
means
senior.
you moved from Malaysia to UK, or?
Yeah, because my dad actually did his PhD there. So I've been living there since 2000 to 2005, like 4 years, 5 years, 4 years, 4 years.
I see. Okay. Then you moved back to JB after that.
Yeah, I moved back. So that's why my English is like more of a Scottish accent, because I live there.
I think it's still okay. Yeah, because I worked with some Scottish before, then it's yeah, you are a lot better than them.
Yeah, if I stayed longer, I would be
I
saying
really
like
cannot
Scottish.
understand what they talk about sometimes. Yeah, I mean the accent, of course.
Mm.
Yeah, so I think you understand what I'm talking about, the Scottish accent sometimes. Yeah. Okay, understood. So I do not have further questions. So if you, let's say lah, if they offer you this opportunity, right, you can join immediately, is it?
Yeah, I can join immediately.
Mm. Vincent, you have any questions?
Yeah. Amir, actually, I want to ask, you are working about four projects, right? Three. So who decide the architecture?
I
Or can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I just got disconnected. It sometimes happens here. Who decides on the architect on what technologies to use? Correct.
Yes.
So I would be deciding all the architectures, what to be used and how is it to be stored, because I would be doing all the designs, relational database designs, because I'm working directly with the client. So they tell me their ideas. I will design the database and also how it functions, the logics, and then I will also code everything in, and then work with them progressively. It's like as it goes.
Okay. So if let's say if, we have a close, I mean tight timeline, how are you going to manage it?
Type. So I would say in any manage it the normal way would be just to you see the clients and get the requirement as fast as you can, and then deploy it right away. As long as it's like at least it's at the minimum product, at least it's deployed and it's online, so that the clients can review it right away. So it's like it's not us waiting on them. I mean, like it's not them waiting on us. It's them waiting on us. Eh, is that the way? Sorry. So it's like they will like check. So once the product is like online, even though it's not the whole product, they can like continually like check on everything. So let them be the testers directly. So they will directly give us feedback automatically. So it's like faster that way instead of just keep on asking for them for requirements. So it'll be like, so we should actually catch up to the first deployment. As long as it's barely functional is good enough, and then you build along the way.
Actually, my questions was how you manage your times if let's say
Oh,
we have a type.
so I would say I would just so far I've been doing like as fast as I can, and just because I have a lot of free time and I don't have a girlfriend or any other distractions. So yeah, basically I'll just do it on a basis of like, if I can do it, I can do it as fast as I can, and but only is like, but there's a limit, of course. Uh, so
Let me put it another way,
sorry.
Amiru.
Okay.
So let's say you see people talk about work-life balance, right? And we also thinking about if we can have work-life balance for sure. I mean, for our focus is we try to be productive during the working hours. But what if we have an urgent and very important project coming up that required OT on the weekday or even work on the weekend. Not every
Oh,
weekend, but
ah,
sometimes it depends on project.
yeah. So I've
Then
okay.
yeah, so if you have a tight timeline, like what Vincent said, like next Monday, like today is Wednesday, right? Next Monday we need to deliver. Okay, but this task itself take 5 days, not 3 days. So starting from now, then you have Thursday and Friday, right? Include today's, then let's say it's 3 days. You only have 3 days, but this task itself, you know, it take 5 days or even more than that. So how you handle that?
So if there is no absolute way to extend it, we'll have to do OT because technically that's how I've been doing. Because you see, the problem with High Tech Baidu is like they're really doing it last minute all the time, and they say that tomorrow. So they tell me on Friday a new update they want to do, and then on Monday morning the CEO wants to see. So even they do like the testing on weekdays. Like we have to rush because this is how it works. You can't really just. Yeah, it's like you have to catch up no matter what. It's just no other way. You have to just work on it on weekends.
So is it okay for you to do that?
Yeah, I
Or you
believe
would
that's
prefer not to do that?
actually that's been how it is in software engineering because I know some days we'll have lighter days too. It's like probably working only half of the day instead of the full day. So it's like in the end it'll be balanced anyway.
Mm. Does it answer your question, Vincent?
Yes.
Or
That's
I put,
all.
yeah, I put it another way, Amiru, is like if we are using the Scrum process, right? We are having maybe 1 week or 2 week sprint, for example. You understand about that, Amiru?
Yeah, I understand that.
So it depends if the 2 week sprints, right? I mean, the user gives their stories, and this is the work for 2 weeks. So if you do it fast, you can be free on the second week
Yeah, I understand.
because that's the commitment. But if you must deliver all the stories within that 2 weeks.
Yes, that's the
So I
idea.
don't care. I don't care Vincent is having coffee somewhere or even go to PD for a holiday or what. Okay, of course you need to check in and check out. But I think that is the most important. You do not go and enjoy your life when you cannot deliver. If you can
Yes.
deliver, you are smarter than people. And or if the first 5 days you spend I mean midnight time to complete the work, that make your life easier on the second week. It depends on how you want to do this.
That's correct. I would do something like that.
Mm. So, I mean, if my team, I have more than 30 people, I will not be able to call everybody, what are you doing now? So that is not the way how it works. We will define your task and then you just need to deliver accordingly. That's how it happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a mix of, I mean, people from India, we have Malay colleagues, of course, we have Chinese here. So, yeah, we are always working in this kind of mixed nationalities and even not at the same location. Even India is not only one location, they also work from home from different location. And one of the CEO also in Singapore. So, but we have meeting once a week, for example. Yeah,
The
then
time will be
everybody,
off. Yeah.
yeah. Mm. Of course, in future, maybe we will have a customer in Europe, then the time zone is again bigger difference. I think you know that lah, since you stay in UK before.
Yeah, time
So,
zones.
yeah. Of course, for you guys, you are the one from the back end, right? Most
Yeah.
probably. Then, yeah. So maybe you do not need to worry about that. But if you involve in some discussion or workshop, then yeah, then maybe.
Yeah, I understand how the job is because, like I said, I'm not really a fresh grad that doesn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel that. Don't worry about that. So, so beside this kind of opportunity, what other opportunity, or are you looking for any other opportunity at the moment?
So far, actually, I'm looking for yeah. My target company will be somewhere like a startup company or something of a startup that will let me get involved more, because you see right now it's like the idea is I didn't want to like get into how industrial practices are working. It's like in the end probably even if I want to move forward, I would have the idea of the whole system. So let's say it could happen. I could be at least I could be a tech lead on something, and then later maybe open my firm and do business.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. So you can see our background here. We're talking about IoT also, right? One of the logo. So yeah, we might have a joint venture or partner with a company that will install all the sensor and then feed the data back to us also. Okay, but we are not going to do that ourselves. Yeah, there are already some company who can do that. So yeah, because we're talking about shipping, right? So we want to know what is going on the ships in real time. So that is something we do also. One of the logo, right? The IoT, yeah, the middle one, yes. Mm. Yeah, I do not have further questions. Okay, so as I say, we have another candidate coming up. Then once I have that interview, right, then probably I will get HR to give you some update about this. Probably by next week. Is that okay?
That's okay.
So yeah, let's keep in touch, and then yeah, we will get back to you on that. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you too.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, bye. See you soon.
Bye bye.